Well, good morning, Joseph. It's been a couple weeks since we've gotten together, and we're going to continue our series. And today we're going to talk a little bit about being a victim. It seems like everybody today doesn't want to take responsibility what happens in their lives and what they do. It's easier to blame someone else, either the government or another person. So let's talk about you, and have you ever felt like a victim, and what did you do about it?
Gosh, that's a tough question, but it's a good question, Lynn, and I appreciate it. Well, when I go back a number of years, I felt like a victim because my wife Valerie was suffering from cancer. And then I had heart surgery. And the story, as you know, is in the book, The Money Man, together with many other stories. And so at that point I felt like a victim. And then the economic climate was absolutely disastrous in England at that time. And I basically lost everything. And there were so many people I could blame for it. People who had tried to stab me in the back, people who had not done what they'd promised to do, people who turned against me. And there are many examples of that. So it makes us feel like a victim. And I have to say to your audience that I'm not sure that we're always a victim. We don't take responsibility for our own mistakes. And I had made mistakes, some very big mistakes. Just as I had a big business and I was a big person, I had big mistakes which led up to it all. And I have to tell you that I don't think it's a good idea to be a victim. I think that we slide along feeling depressed. It doesn't give us the energy we need to start up again. And above all other things, if you feel like a victim, you really don't have faith in God. So what happened to me was there was this huge transformation in my life. From having, if you remember from previous segments, a Rolls-Royce Phantom and a chauffeur and a yacht in the south of France and incredible homes, suddenly that was all gone. And I remember walking along the seashore and saying to myself, what happens next? And I didn't have the answer. And a lot of people today, when they have, usually it's a financial crisis, or it could be a health crisis, like I had heart surgery and my precious wife Elaine was dying of cancer. But there are all kinds of crises that we all endure. No one is immune from that. That expression in the Bible, God is no respecter of persons. It doesn't matter who you are, you have to walk on the right road. And so what happened with me, when I come to think about it, was that I began to drink a lot, and I wasn't an alcoholic exactly, but I did drink a lot, and I began to take a lot of Valium, and none of that helps. What it does is it takes you for 5 minutes out of the pain and the worry and the concern. And the other thing that we all know is that when you fall from grace, when the press starts saying, as they did with me, bad things about you instead of good things about you, when people walk on the other side of the road because they don't want to talk to you, when people have lost money in the shares in your company, in the stock market, all of that is very, very significant. So everything changes, and our dominance, our superiority, our ego and pride, all of which I had, just suddenly is worth nothing. And so what you have to do is you have to decide the kind of person you're going to be going forward. Otherwise, you collapse. A lot of people do. You go into depression. You do something that you don't enjoy in work, and the result of that is that you never become the real person that you are. You never become the person that you want to be.